In video 3, we will cover the History Day project. We'll cover categories, divisions, and the components of student submission. This video provides an overview of some of the most important parts of projects. More details can be found in the National History Day rulebook linked in the video description. You can also find full examples of History Day projects in the Judges Toolkit. So, what does a History Day project look like? First, students choose from 5 project categories. Their options are paper, performance, documentary, exhibit, and website. Students also have a choice between a group or an individual project, which are judged separately. Junior and senior divisions are also judged separately. Junior is comprised of 6th through 8th grade students, and senior is made up of 9th through 12th grade students. Students are sorted into these groups based on the oldest member of their team. For example, if a project team is 3 7th graders and 1 9th grader, the group will compete in the senior division. We'll now go through each category. Most students who participate in the paper category write standard research papers like many of us wrote in high school or college. These have clearly outlined theses with body paragraphs. However, some students can get creative and include descriptive introductions or conclusions that tell an anecdote. Some may even submit creative writing. Papers must contain between 1,500 and 2,500 words. Some words, such as internal citations, don't count towards this limit, so make sure to read the rulebook information if you judge this category. Finally, remember that this is the first paper of this type that many students create. Because judges have often written and read historical papers before, it's tempting to focus on the grammar and style of the papers. Remember that the focus of the History Day program is to promote student engagement with history research and analysis. This should be the focus of your reviews. The performance category allows students to combine historical research and their own performing skills. Students write scripts using their research and perform it themselves. Media, singing, instrumental breaks, and dance are all permitted. Projects must be 10 minutes long or less, and at in person contests, students have 5 minutes to set up and break down their set. Performances can be difficult to create, as students have to research, put together their project, and memorize their script. They can also be tricky to judge. You can only view the project once, and you have to parse between stage talent and the presentation of research and analysis. However, supporting these young thespians can be very rewarding. Documentary projects are videos in the style of the History Channel. They show a student's research through video and audio taken from other sources or captured by the student, along with narration. Students who choose documentaries show their creativity through music choice, typeface, and editing. All documentary projects must be 10 minutes or less and submitted as a single video. The documentary category has seen a lot of growth in recent years. The skills needed to create the project, including video editing and design, are very useful in today's world. Exhibit projects are very similar to your typical science fair poster. They are presented mostly two-dimensionally with text and images. Students sometimes go beyond 2 dimensions to include physical objects, but this is not required. Students can get creative by including their own art as a backdrop, designing their board to reflect the topic, or including media. Students must work within a 500-word limit. Quotes and citations do not count towards this word limit. There's also a size limit for the boards. The exhibit category is the most popular category due to familiarity with the format and the creativity that is allowed to students. Websites are an extremely versatile category. Students put together a self-contained website that presents their research. They can use audio, visuals, or embedded media along with their own text. Students have full control over the color and layouts of their website projects. Their creativity appears in the choice of backgrounds and images. Because websites have the most elements available to students, they also have the longest list of limitations. These are all in the rulebook and help to keep the websites a similar size and maintain focus on the students' words and analysis. The interface that the students use to build their websites can often be challenging, especially for students who have never worked with a website before. All website projects must be made with the NHD Web Central Builder. Working with new formats is part of the challenge of History Day and one of the ways where you can help support these students discover new methods. All projects include 2 elements. The annotated bibliography is a list of all of the sources the student used, separated into primary and secondary sources. An annotation or description of 2 to 3 sentences for each source shows you how the student used the source in their project. It is evaluated as part of the overall project, and we'll cover this in depth in a later video. The process paper is a 500-word mini essay reflecting on the student's project and research process. It allows students to use their own words to discuss their work and is often written in response to a series of questions given to students by their teacher. It is not evaluated as a formal part of the project, but it can be used to explain personal connections to the research process. It's a way for you to gain insight into the student's work. We're often asked which category is the best or the most fun to judge. We say that they're all fun. However, if you've reached the end of this video and you still don't know which category you'd prefer, here's a quick guide. Papers always involve the most reading and are always judged ahead of the contest day. This means you will be asked to clear your schedule to review in the weeks leading up to the contest. Performance judges should be ready to appreciate the work of budding thespians. Appreciation of how difficult performing can be is important. Documentary judges might be those who spend hours watching the latest Ken Burns documentary, or those who are able to counsel students on their editing choices. Exhibit judges do the most walking around on contest day, so keep that in mind. The ability to look past a fancy board to see the student's research is vital. Website judges also often complete work in advance of the contest. A familiarity with standards of design is helpful. However, attention to detail is crucial. However, your contest organizer will be happy to assign you a category based on your areas of knowledge or to an area of need for the contest. Please specify if you're open to judging any category. If you have an access need, please let us know in advance so we can accommodate that. Thank you for joining Maryland History Day. New judges, please continue on to video 4.